Okay. This is more of a test than anything else, but I thought I would do it one that I love. I'm just testing the internet connection that I had. I ran something else yesterday set up, so we'll see what's going on here. So at first, I'm going to go through inserts. I don't buy inserts for all my games, but I do buy them for a few of them games. Sometimes because I don't find there's too many pieces or whatnot. So the inserts I bought in the past have been Go 7, Broken Token, Meeple Realty, most recently Gaming Trunk, and Game Trace. So I wanted to go over which ones I like, which ones I don't like, why I like them, why I don't like them. Pretty simple. So first one I'll show you is this is a Go 7 insert. Now this one is actually not specifically for the game trains, it's for Dominion. They do make one specifically for trains. The issue that I had was in Canada, it was hard for me to get, and at the time they didn't have Canadian distribution. But a month after I bought this insert, they ended up getting Canadian distribution through an online store and brick and mortar store by the name of Board Game Bliss. So could have waited a month, I could have gotten it, but the Dominion insert works fine. Nice, easily organized card all the way through. The dividers fit. Now, I don't have the mat board on this specifically for it. If I would have had just one mat board, it would have fit perfect on here, but I have almost every mat board. I'm only missing one of the Gen Con boards. Actually, both the Gen Con boards. There were two, I believe. So they're in a completely different box. But other than that, it would have fit the base box or the base mat. But all the cards fit. Cards are sleeved. All the tokens in the middle. Nice. It fits perfect. As you see, it isn't attached to the box or anything, but it's great. You can grab what you need to out of it. It easily fits. So this would probably work for a lot of card games that had a pretty typical Ticket to Ride size box or Dominion size box. Like I said, this is the Dominion insert. The actual trains insert would go right up towards the top a little bit more. Would be a little bit taller, mainly because it would actually fit these card holders a little bit better. It would actually the sides would be over the card holders. But like I said, this works great. So the instructions on there. And we're flush to the bottom right here. As you can see, completely flush. Put that off to the side over here. The next one, I'm going to actually skip over here. We're going to continue with Go 7. This is 51st State Go 7. So I picked this up after the Canadian distribution deal was done. Like with this, I love this insert. Nice quality, fits everything perfect. Nice hardwood. It's, from what I found out now, it's MDF, so it's particles pressed together, but it's nice and firm. Lots of room for expansion here, as you can see. Nice little area here where you can add your expansion bits. Right now, I just have a few of the expansion stuff that you buy in the Portal store. And I believe that is a promo from one of the advent calendars. Again, sleeve. These are premium sleeves. And this one, more expansion room up here. These are card holders that you can remove. Let's see here. Just come right out. It's a little tight there because they slide in perfect and they won't move. In here, you pop this right on the table, and I do when I play the game. Pop to the table, you can have your bits right from here. Again, have this pops on this side of the table, wherever you want to. Whatever bits from here. Your boards on the bottom, right here. Just come right out, no problems. I have the extra boards that you buy on the Portal store as well, online. You'll see in the inside of the insert, I'll tilt it up a little bit for you to take a look. Two little bits here, two little ledges here. That's for these to sit in here. When you put it back in, it just slides right in. In the middle section here, just grab this little ledge here. You have your start tokens and everything, and then in here you'll see that you have your bit boxes here to put your score marker tokens for all the factions, and of course enough room for a little bit of expansion there. There's either two expansion races or clans, whatever you want to call them, here as well. But there's enough room for expansions in here as well. So those are my Go 7 inserts. I have another one on the way for Rising Sun. I'm really excited about that. I was able to pick up the base box of Rising Sun and be able to pick up the retail eventually or not the Damio box. I'm just waiting for it to be brought up to Canada to Board Game Plus. But I will be getting the Damio box. I love the way they do the insert. So the next one that I want to go over is we'll go over broken tokens. So I've got a couple broken tokens here. Imperial Settlers broken token. Now a lot of people are like, first of all, what do you have Imperial Settlers when you have 51st State? Look like the theme in both of them. Second of all, if you have the 51st State Go 7 insert, why don't you have 51st State Imperial Settler insert, or why don't you have a broken token Imperial Settlers insert, or a broken token 51st State insert? Simple question. In Canada, you're very limited in what gets brought up here, and it just so happens that the Go 7 51st State insert is available in Canada, but the Imperial Settlers is not, and the opposite is true for the broken token. The broken token Imperial Settlers insert is available in Canada, but the 51st State one is not. So that's the way that I went. But we'll open it up. I've got almost every expansion element. I don't have the most recent one. I believe it's Why Can't We Start a Fire, or something similar to that. I'll look it up. I also have some advent calendar promos, as you can see here. Exploration tiles. I've got a bunch of extras that you have here. As you can see, it's just chock full, but there's still a little bit of room here. And like I said, I've got this expansion, which is the exploration tiles, the little advent calendar explorations. I've got the Atlanteans. I've got the Aztecs, and I can find the instruction booklets because they're a little bit smaller. I actually have them with the card decks in here. I have can't find them, but I have the other ones. They're in here as well. So again, the tokens come out here. Nice little token tray here. Plop it on the table. Oops, one fell over there. More token trays here. Plop it on the table as well. Here is the exploration tiles. All of the faction boards. And again, I've got all of the faction boards that are available. Right there. A little silica. I put silica packs in all of my games, especially with cardboard. Helps keep any new moisture that might get in there, so it helps in preserving the game better. I get the moisture packs actually off LA Express. They take a couple months to get here, but I get 100 packs, like 100 of these for a couple dollars. And I put them, like I said, for them in almost every game that I have. These sit nice and down there. Actually, put the exploration dials back in there. So it's nice and down there again. There's, you can see, there's same idea with the up here. You can probably see it up here better. Same idea with the 51st State one. There is a ledge here that these sit on. Just plop right down. Plop right down. Now this one here, the wood isn't as nice as the silica packs in the way. It's not supposed to be there, so you gotta shove it somewhere. There we go. The wood isn't as thick as the Go 7 one, but from what I've learned through scouring the internet, is that this is actual wood, birch, I believe, thinner, whereas that is MDF. The Go 7 is an MDF, which is a press board. I still prefer the MDF because it's tougher, it goes together easier. But Go 7 makes, or not Go 7, Broken Token makes an awesome product. And I'll go over at the end which ones I prefer, which ones I don't. And you probably start to hear which ones I prefer, but prove you that I got everything else. So here's some more expansion tiles here. That's the Advent Calendar expansions, I believe. Let's see, I can't see upside down here. See if I can see these other instructions, because I do have pretty much everything that's here. We go. See, 3 is a magic number. That's the instruction pack. Look for 3 is a magic number, so that's in there. Then we have this one here, which is Why Can't We Be Friends? We tucked in here with the card deck. So as you can see, pretty much everything's available except for the most recent one, which I've got to order when I'm done this video. I'm sure I keep it there. I'm sure I had enough sleeves for it. And this insert, I store all my games vertically, as you can probably see behind me right here. I store them all vertically. So that's a pair of Settlers. Again, flush right to the bottom. So this is good about that. It's flush right to the bottom. Staying with broken token, I'll go with a little bit of a bigger insert. We'll go with side. This is a legendary box. Now, the broken token insert that's in here is meant for the regular box. I'll grab here to show you. This is the regular box here. So the broken token insert actually fits in here. That's the way it's supposed to. It works fine here. There's a bit of a lift in this box because I have the extra board or the extra game board, the extension board. If you don't have the extension board, there is no lift on this box. But because side is my favorite game period right now, I have everything, including the legendary box, and I have all the extra bits. So when I open this box up, there's going to be 3 tuck boxes at the top that's holding the bits in. This is stored vertically. Broken Token has already said they were going to come up with another insert that, I guess, an add-on insert that's going to be able to add on and will include the Rise of Fenris stuff and will include the Win Gambit stuff. For now, they're not in an insert. So open up the box. See here, flush at the top, right? These are the tuck boxes. This one's completely empty. You use it to just grab over the side. On this side here, for now, until the other insert comes out, this is all the bits that come in the Win Gambit expansion, so all your variable change. These right here is your airship minis. And here, some instructions, all the instructions for all of the expansions, all the achievement sheets and everything right there. On the top, flip it over there. This is the expansion board right there. The main board, which fits in perfectly. There's little ridges in the insert to hold it into place. And there's the crux of the insert, the way that it is. It's beautifully laid out. You'll see this is a money tray up here. Grab this tray, comes right out. Right, you plop it on the table here. I'll put this back here. Plop it on the table. Nice little things to dig out of. Right. Each faction has their own bin. So see, there's a bin right here. This bin holds all the player pieces. I even have additional player pieces here. These are the different pawns or the marker to show what you're doing. Here's all the minis, and these are the mech minis, and this is the actual player or the actual head of the faction or whatnot. I can't paint, so they're not painted. Eventually, I will probably commission someone to paint them. But what happens is the power wheel fits right on top and creates a seal at the top. So there's one for each faction. So there's 7 factions so far. Here through whatnot that there could be some more coming, but I'm not 100% sure. So I just know that the Rise of Fenris is going to add a nice stuff to the actual game itself. Again, there's more factions here, but you'll see now we're down a layer, so the factions are here, or right here. Sorry, the factions are right here. Pop this off, pop it on the side of the table. You want to really this fits right here for you to grab from. I also have some of the multipliers when you run the realistic so just in this bin as well. Another one here to pop on this side of the table, so you get 2 of them. Two of them. They go really easy, just plexiglass slides right on like that. Player bins right here. This is your faction boards, and you lift them up. Below it is these are player boards. The faction boards are below it. And here's your encounter tokens and everything. They just slide right out. Pop in. And I just slide back in here, like so. I've already do it with one hand apparently, or with facing a certain way. Then your card tray back here. Card tray back here, all sleeved. All the different card trays. Your variable end goals or your endpoint goals. Yes, there's a silica pack in here. It's in one of these little bins here. Putting this away is super simple. Easy, painless, simple. I'll put the player bins on top here. Top of these ones. See how simple, pain-free this is. And that is your broken token for your legendary box. So you can see, very easy. Excuse my dog. Someone's obviously coming over to visit my wife. And he's very excited. So next one we're going to go over is we're going to go over Gaming Trunk, which is a brand new insert company that launched on the scene here in Canada a few months ago, probably 5 or 6 months ago. May have been soon, that's when I noticed them. They're available at a lot of the online stores. So they're available at a lot of the online stores. Sorry, I was just pausing for a second here. They're available at a lot of the online stores in Canada now. This is your vertical insert. As you can see, I was going to should have showed you. You don't need to see the flush on the side because it's the box underneath each other. This is flush. See on the bottom, flush. So lift her up. Here's your player board. We're going to grab them all in one chunk here. Now, score pad for now, I have it down here. I did have it on top. It works on top flush. I just have it down here, sitting here. Lots of room for expansion. These are card bits that trays like in there. Lots of room for the different bits here. This does not come out. So these are your bits here. The insert is stained. Comes pre-stained. You can choose to have it stained. If you order directly off the website, it's $5 more. Some of the stores in Canada online and some of the places that you can buy it will get the stained version. You pay an extra $5 for. Again, there's room for expansion. These just slide in here so you can move them as you need to. There is no extra ones available. I didn't check on the website if you could actually order any extra. The tiles, these are removable separators. I don't know if there's any extras or that you can get any extras, but I will say that these are a pain because they come in from the bottom. Or at least that's how it appeared to be when I built the instructions. They came in from the bottom. Maybe I built it wrong, but I don't think I did. And if they come in from the bottom, they are a huge pain. I looked at some videos not videos, pictures, and this is how it was built. So, instructions were a little vague on how it was built on certain parts. I actually had to go to some pictures. But overall, the insert's pretty good that way. Grab this here, plop this on the table. This is your bits box here. Unleash her. Have all your bits in here. Nothing gets mixed up. When you're done, back in like this. Move it upside down so it's not working that well. There we go. Slides on. Down here, you have all of your bits for your players. Enough room for all 6. So as you can see, there's 7 bins here. You just move all this into here. You go to play your 6 players. So you can also see here, this is a first player marker that comes with it. It's a nice little farmer. So your begging tiles and your additional tiles there. The only thing I wish there was a place to put these, and possibly I could have put them here. Maybe I may have later on. If I do get the 6-player expansion, that's going to fill up and it's going to make this kind of full. So I may have to put them over here. But there is room for some extra decks. I would imagine they'll probably sell these extra. With a lot of the other insert companies, you can buy them extra. Which actually I forgot to mention that Ghost of in the Trains insert. I had to buy extra dividers that didn't come with as many dividers. Very simple. Put it on top. The score pad, I put it in here. It's going to slide down there. Like I said, I can fit at the top. We're just going to put the player board on top here. Again, all of these are stored vertically, except for one of these games, because one of these games isn't mine. I just built the insert for a friend of mine. One of these games is stored vertically, and I don't imagine you can. I'll mention it. We haven't gotten to it yet. So, here we go. There's your gaming trunk. Again, flush to the bottom. Next one we're going to go to is we're going to go to Meeple Realty. So I have two Meeple Realty inserts to show. One of them is for my game, and one of them is for a friend of mine's game that I built for them. First one we'll go through is Anachrony. They are the only one that make an Anachrony insert. So I didn't have a choice here. I'm not going to be pulling the pieces out of this as much as I did with the other inserts. Main reason is it's a jigsaw puzzle to put this together. So unless I'm playing the game, I tend to not pull things out. As you can see, I have the instructions here on how it's supposed to go in because it is a jigsaw puzzle to put this thing away. So I basically keep this in here at all times. I stained it gray myself. I'll never stain it again. I love it. Didn't really like the way that it worked out. I'm not really that artsy crafty, but as you can see, it is flush to the bottom, but lots of individual little tiny pieces. I will say with the Meeple Realty, there's tons of little hidden compartments like in here, this little one here. This comes out, a little tray here to add some of your bits in there. There's lots of little secret compartments in it. The boards are down here. Here's your mech tray down here at the bottom. So you can see the mech tray. The mechs sit in there. Not as nice as I'd like them to sit in there, but they do sit in there. Bunch of individual bits. I mean, you can see there's tons of little individual trays in here. Wait till my final thoughts, and you'll see what I think of this insert. So on. So that is the Anachrony. That's the Anachrony one. Floats right to the bottom. Flush right to the bottom. This is stored vertically, so you have no problems. The last one that I have here, actually just the second last, I'm going to pull one off. I shouldn't pull off. Is the Terraforming Mars one. This one is not my game. It's a friend of mine's game. He gave me a bunch of his inserts to build because he doesn't like building inserts, and I don't mind it. This is a Meeple Realty. The reason why it's not flush to the bottom is there's the expansion board is in here. I don't have the overlay trays for the player boards because he kept that at his house. So this is the expansion here. I will tell you that I don't like the way it fits at the bottom. It feels really loose. I don't understand the concept of how it worked. And I'll explain when we go over the different things, how the issues that I had with different inserts and what I liked and what I didn't like. First player marker here is a little Mars rover, which actually, if you lift this box up, the Mars rover is underneath it. It comes out. Here's the Mars rover. Nice first player token. Separate the wings. That comes off. That goes back on here. Just slide right out. Here's your Mars rover for your first player token. And some gas cylinders. I'm not a big fan of Terraforming Mars, but that is their first player token. This just sits on top of here. And like I said, I'm not going to pull a lot of it out. I find it hard to put back together. I mean, there's a tray in here. It comes out. There's the resources are in there. Some more of the resources in there. Again, I keep the map of it and how to put it together because I find it confusing. So one last one that I'm going to go over is game trays. I have a couple of game trays here. I'm going to show you this one first, then I'll show you another one because it'll surprise you. It may surprise you. It may not surprise you. So here's a game trays insert. It's a plastic insert. This doesn't fit flush to the bottom because of all the player boards. It was never meant to fit flush to the bottom. The game trays is plastic inserts. So as you can see, plastic tray inserts that this one doesn't snap together at the end of the game. That snap together. Your aftermarket that you can buy. They make them for a few games. They're harder to find now. As you can see, I can just put this inside of the table. There's two of these. Again, they clap right in. Right. They're beautiful, beautiful inserts. And then you might say, I've seen that somewhere before. And you're right, you have. You've seen that in a lot of places, actually, a lot more places than you'd think. because this company, I don't know if they abandoned their game inserts line or their aftermarket game inserts line. They very well might still make them, but they decided to partner with companies on making inserts. So Mechs vs. Minion is a game trays insert. The Grim Forest over here. The Grim Forest. That's a game trays insert. Same company that made this. That's a game trays insert. That's a, see, game trays right there. See? Game trays. Right? That's a game trays insert is your Grim Forest. Wasteland Express delivery service. Over there. That's a game trays insert. So they're doing a lot more with companies now that that having them pre-packed with the actual game. So that they're really smart. You're going to see Sorcerer Cities has a game trays insert. Endeavor Age of Sail, the brand new Endeavor game, is going to have a game trays insert. So they're really focusing on having it included in the box. So it's no extra cost to you. It's just in the box. So when it comes to the inserts that we have here, I would rate my favorite and the best would be Go 7, mainly because they snap out of the pre-cut stuff easily. They are easy to put together. Their instructions are good. They feel tough. I mean, I know they're MDF, so they're essentially press board, but they're tough. They make the insert in a way that it's easy to play out of the box, or take the piece out of the box and play and put them back together and put it back in the box. It's perfect. They're great inserts. Like I said, I have a Rising Sun insert coming for the base game, or for the base game box. We'll be able to put some Kickstarter stuff in there. And I have a pre-order for the Daimyo box as well coming. I have to wait for that. It'll completely put everything together with player clans. My second favorite insert is Broken Token. When you punch them out, you get the odd splintering, not so bad. Maybe 1 out of every 10 pieces splinter, if that. Instructions are easy to put together. Again, easy to pull out of the box, plop on the table, play your game. When you're done, pack it up, seconds. It shaves time off. Looks great on the table. The material to me feels thinner than it does in the Go 7, but like I explained before, and I was explained, Go 7 uses MDF, and Broken Token uses like a birch. So Go 7 is an actual wood, whereas Go 7 is a wood composite, or not really wood composite, but it is a press board. But there's nothing wrong with Broken Token. They make good inserts. I love my side insert. It works great when you plop it on the table. Easy to play, easy to put away. Very well thought of. Works great. The Imperial Settlers works great. I would never shy away from ordering a Broken Token, period. The only reason why I didn't order the Broken Token with the Rising Sun, besides Go 7 being my favorite inserts, was I liked the way the clan trays were in the Go 7 over the Broken Token. I just didn't like the way that it was. The Broken Token does have a cool thing with Rising Sun. You're able to combine both the Daimyo box and the base box into one big super box and store on the shelf, like by itself, without having to have two boxes. It just makes it a big box. And it's by using a combination of the box covers and box lids of both and put them inside each other. It's actually pretty cool. Some people are going to like that. I preferred the clan tray setup that Go 7 used in the Rising Sun insert. Now we go down to gaming trunk. I only have the one gaming trunk insert. The material was good, popped out easy. Putting it together was fairly easy. The instructions needed a little bit of help. I had to reference online to actually make sure I was putting it together correctly. I think will get better as they sell more inserts, because I realize that people are going to want to have better instructions. But other than that, they're a great insert. I plan on buying. There's a Clank insert that they made. I'm just waiting for it to get back in stock in the store that I buy it from. Clank insert will allow me to basically put everything in Clank, including the expansions, in the box and close flush. The Clank insert's great that comes with it, but when you get so much content like I do now, you pretty much don't want to sort one box. I have it in 2 separate boxes now, and as most of my shelf, I tend to keep the expansion box off the shelf and I have all the content in the actual box itself. Very few exceptions to that, but as I'm going to be getting some inserts, I will be combining that. I have 5 tribes over there. I have it in two separate boxes, but I'm in the middle of the Kickstarter for Folded Space. Folded Space is a foam core inserts, kind of similar to the woodcut that we're doing here, but it's a foam core. And I'm going to be picking up a 5 tribes through the campaign too. I backed the TMT Genties, which is how I heard about Folded Space, because as one of the stretch goals, I included a Folded Space insert. So I was very curious, and I picked up a couple of them and pretty reasonably priced. It looks like I'm going to be able to get 4 inserts for around $78 or $9 Canadian. That's because a friend of mine is going to Essen to pick it up at Essen. So he's going to go to the booth and pick up my stuff. But for shipping, it would have been £8, or roughly $15-16, which is still not bad. You're looking at about $20 an insert. I'm going to get an insert for the Voyages of Marco Polo, 5 tribes, and 2 other ones I forget. Oh, Zolkin, and I forget the other one. But we'll be able to see what those are like. Now we got on Meeple Realty. So I left them last for a reason, because I really don't like them. I'll only buy them if it's a game that absolutely needs an insert, and they're the only company that makes it. And Acrony fits that bill. I found a huge problem when making Meeple Realty inserts. You punch them out, they splinter. We're talking 1 out of every 2 pieces splinter. Like, it's a 50% chance that it's going to splinter, and it splinters bad. When putting them together, they're okay to put together. The instructions are okay. The problem that I have is that the wood seems cheaper than, even though it's the same wood, I found that pieces snapped off when it shouldn't have. Their customer service, I had an issue where I built something backwards. I offered to buy that particular piece. They said they would send it to me. It took 3 months. 3 months to get that stuff to me. They seem like great guys on the internet, because I see them on Facebook all the time, but I think they're concentrating too much on designing stuff than actually working on the customer service. The other issue that I have with them is that they're a lot of flash, like a lot of bang and flash for what they are. They're not an insert that's meant for quick, easy setup. They're an insert that's meant to, hey, look at this fancy thing I have, and I don't particularly like that. I don't like an insert that's what it's for. Like, I mean, really, why are you working on something flashy instead of working on a way to get this box cover down to flush, right? You know, and if you have to have it up, that's great, but why work on flashy? Why do I not want to pull the stuff out of this insert? Like, I pulled every other insert out of here, but I didn't want to pull this out. Why? Because that's like a 25-minute job to make sure that every little piece fits in properly to get it in this box, right? And then you're probably saying, well, why don't you just toss the insert and go with baggies? Because you really can't with this game. This game, there's so many little bits and pieces that you really need to have an insert. Now, it scares me. There's an expansion coming out for this at some point in time. There's going to come out for Tricarian. So what's going to happen then? Am I going to, are they going to have a bigger box that they're going to come out with more? But when I'm having an instruction sheet on the top of this game to show me how to put it back, put the insert back in, that's a problem. And when there's so many flashy little bits and pieces that they don't really store the game the way that I want to, and that, this and that, that's a problem. I really would only recommend Meeple Realty if you absolutely needed an insert, and they were the only company that made it for that particular game. Other than that, skip them if you can, because they're not a great insert. Now, I left game trays out of it simply because I only have 1 game trays insert that I bought. The rest of them come with games. Game trays by far is superb. They're awesome. I love the tack that they're going with now, that you basically, in a lot of games you're going to buy, it comes with the game. No need to buy any extra inserts. It comes with the game. And they're beautiful inserts that come with the actual games. I love my Brewcrafters insert. I've had it for a while. I don't know if they do aftermarket anymore. They may. But their aftermarket was always limited simply because it's plastic trays. They were a little bit more expensive, but I think they got it right in the market. Let's attach ourselves with some companies and let's build the inserts to come right with the games. And I think that's the way that they should be going it, because really they're, I'll never need another insert for Wasteland Express Delivery Service because they did it right, unless there's an expansion that comes out, but I'm sure they'll make a way to integrate it in here. Same thing with Grim Forest, right? And same thing with Endeavor Age of Sail that's going to come out, and Sorcerer City. I'm never going to need to buy a third-party insert with these games. Other than that, these are the inserts that I have. These are the games that they come in, and those are my opinions. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.